After the Super Sunday, we got the third qualifier in the playoff for the Indian T20 League. Let's talk all about that here at Timeout with Sports Adda. Second successive qualification for Bangalore, Arun.
Is that going to happen? Is Virat Kohli going to win the Indian T20 League trophy, Akhil? It looks like it could happen. They've got one step in the playoffs. Like they've qualified for the playoffs. Uh, is that going to happen? But that win almost never happened, did it? That match was
It
in the
never
hands
happened.
of Punjab Kings.
Yes, I mean, I was watching it purely. I have no interest, commercial interest in the Punjab team, Arun, but I was watching it as a pure fan, wanting Mayank Agarwal, who's batting so beautifully, win this game. But it's not like Bangalore played brilliantly. Maxwell was brilliant, yes, but the first 7 overs that Punjab bowled, Arun, basically killed the match for them. Uh, too many mistakes, too many poor deliveries. They just let Bangalore off the hook in the beginning, and then it was an even Stevens match. But here, I mean, here's the scorecard. Your gist about that.
Yeah, we've spoken about this in the past. I think couple of days ago, 3 days ago, I think we spoke
Yeah,
about how Bangalore needed to realize runs from two of the three.
yeah,
At least Maxwell. Two of the big three. So Maxwell got runs yesterday, but if you look at it, there's Virat Kohli's name on the screen, but AB de Villiers also contributed. So they realized nearly 100 runs from the big three, and that's good enough given the rate at which they get it. De Villiers was a cameo. Glenn Maxwell, 57 from 33. Yet again, another man of the match. So the minute they got nearly 100 runs from the big three, Bangalore were going to win. But Punjab, after the start, look at the openers. Mayank
yeah.
Agarwal, 57 of 42. KL Rahul, 39 of 31. This is the question that will come up time and again, Akhil. Is KL Rahul actually costing the team? They were involved in a partnership, yes, but is he actually costing a team? Because once you score 39 of 35 and don't carry on,
Yeah.
it's going to hurt the team. You either then make up for those balls faced, which
Yeah.
KL did not do yesterday. So that's a question that will get asked. But it was disappointing to see, Punjab fall short. I thought after that start, they should have won it.
No hunger to win, Arun. That's the feeling I'm getting when I'm watching them. It's like 11 people are there on the park. Each one is trying to pick up their own wickets. There is no hunger. I mean, I'm not saying you have to keep pumping up and showing your expressions like Virat Kohli does, but just the hunger that you want a team to play together. So many sloppy mistakes, so many misfields. It just looks like a disoriented team. They'll want to really get back to the boardroom, hire a good management team again, and start putting together their plans for next year. This is not really the way that a champion team can go on to win a title.
No, no, no. They've got many things wrong. You hit the nail on the head. It looks like a disjointed team. I mentioned again, before the game yesterday, I mentioned that Nicholas Puran is that hit or miss player. Right now, there's so much happening in his head. There's a big auction coming up next year. So I don't know how would you justify that slog, Akhil? Was it him trying to break the shackles, or was it him trying to, I don't know if that was a role given to him. Go play a natural game.
Hmm.
It's not happening
I
for him, obviously.
Hmm. I have no problems with players like Nicholas Puran, Arun. I will definitely have one player like Puran in my team all the time, wherever I play, even if I'm losing games. And if he's playing in a successful team like a Chennai, or he's playing in a successful team like Delhi, for example, right now, like a Hetmeyer is, his failures will be hidden. And the moment
Hmm.
that this guy has the ability to win you matches, especially in knockout games, from situations like Lance Klusner used to do, this guy does have that potential. So I have absolutely no problem with Nicholas Puran not firing. If he's a part of a Chennai Super Kings, his record would have been much different. So it's also about where you're playing, what you're nurturing. So I am still backing him to be like an impact player for the World T20.
Absolutely, the World Cup could be his stage. Absolutely right. He's that kind of player, Akhil. We've always maintained it on the show that he's
Yeah.
a match winner. On his day, he can destroy bowling attack. So
Hmm.
it's a question of him. No, it's like Maxwell, Akhil. For me, the one
Yeah,
example I can compare with straight away is Maxwell. He
yeah,
needs that atmosphere around him. He needs somebody to, it could be the dressing room vibes, it
right.
could be whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to Nicholas Puran returning to that West Indies change room. We'll see how different a player he is there.
Hmm. And then the second match, I mean, for me, I was watching it closely. I was watching for signs. I was looking for body language of players there. But one thing hurt me, watching David Warner sit in the Hyderabad jersey in the stands, not in the players' dugout, not in the box. Obviously, there are limited amount of team management and players allowed in that area because of COVID restrictions. But to see Warner disappointed sitting in the stands after the loss, it felt like a legacy is going to finish soon. It's like you have to move on and change is already there. So that kind of I felt like Hyderabad players have already in their mind started packing their bags, planning their holidays before they start hitting the World Cup with their different objectives. So that's the feeling I got while watching the second match, even though it went to the last over.
Couple of things about these things that you've picked out. One is, look at it. Now I'm looking at it from the point of view that Warner could be a captain of another franchisee next year. He's still got age on the side, Akhil. He's still got ability. Don't write him off. So I'm
Hmm.
happy. I mean, if Hyderabad have chosen to part ways with him, fair enough. Good luck to them. Warner as captain
Yeah.
elsewhere, and I'm looking forward to that. Uh, and you spoke about players and teams packing their bags. There was one guy who didn't, Akhil. The fast
Jason
bowler.
Holder.
No, the Indian fast bowler. Look at how I stumped you.
The 21
Where
year
was he
old
all
boy
these
from
days?
Jammu Kashmir. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was bowling quick.
He tested the speed gun, Akhil, fastest Indian bowler in this season's competition. And we're talking about Umran Malik. What a story. Absolutely what a story. On
Just one
debut, the
game.
first over was 146, 149, 151. Outstanding stuff.
And he's played just one domestic game, Arun, and that's for he's being picked on potential. And I'm so happy for. I was actually going to tweet about that yesterday, but I said we'll rather talk about it on the show. It's really heartening to see 21-year-old come and test. I mean, even though pitch was not so great for him, he
Hmm.
really put the pitch to the test. Really happy to see somebody bowling so quickly.
Absolutely. Now, we look at the summary of that game, Akhil. Again, a very, very low scoring, not too interesting game, if I can call
Hmm.
it that way. 115 for 8 is how far Hyderabad got. And then again, it was an interesting chase. Why would Kolkata let it go to the second last ball? 119 for 4 of 19.4 overs. No, I liked what Shubman Gill did there, 57 or 51. He was then almost, three quarters of the way. I would have been happier if he had finished the game. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, Nitish Rana looked completely out of sorts yesterday. Jason Holder, happy to see him among the wickets. So I don't know, not a great advertisement for the tournament, but Kolkata will be
Hmm.
happy that they are again kind of now nailing down that fourth place, Akhil. If you look
Good
at the
point.
points table just behind this,
Yeah.
Kolkata are nearly there. They've got their fortunes in their own hands. Look at the points and look at their net run rate. 12
Yeah.
points, net run rate of plus 0.294. They are the only positive net run rate among all the contenders, Akhil.
Hmm. Good point there. I mean, they've literally nailed down their fourth position. Now it's completely in their hands, unlike the other teams where they are going to be dependent on other results, especially Mumbai. So you're right,
Hmm.
Kolkata
Hmm.
have not reached the playoffs for a while, isn't it? It's time that
Hmm.
they showcase that they are good enough to compete, and they've built a good side. So hats off to them, whatever they've managed to do. I'm happy. Before we move on to today's game, Arun, I'm happy Shakib got a game. We spoke about it
Ah.
in our preview, and so glad to see a fifth bowler there. Somebody who's such a good player. Good to see him back.
You can again. It comes down to some of the most bizarre selections we've seen. They've picked players that I don't know what they've tried to get out of those players, but Shakib in a T20 game, he's the perfect fit. No, he'll slip in 2, 3, 4 quiet overs if you want. And then he'll get you those cheeky, 20, 30. He also plays all these strokes, the
Yeah,
sweeps and, paddles, and he can go straight down the ground. Got a run out as well yesterday. So, why Shakib's not played more? One of the mysteries of this T20 league, Akhil, is why players like Shakib Al Hassan, Mohammad Nabi, if I can recall another name, don't get so
yeah.
many games. They've been around for donkeys years, yet they don't get valued. Imran Tahir, again, is a champion bowler anywhere in the world. But come the Indian
So true.
T20 League, just can't break into sides.
So true. So true. Well put that. So lot like with big weekend we got with double headers. But there's another game lined up. The top two sides in the team go against each other. It's Rishabh Pant versus your team. So interesting matchup there. The two wicket-keeper captains.
They're going to be promises to be a good game. It does promise to be a good game. So many players to speak about, Akhil. We'll go one by one.
Hmm.
We'll start with
Yeah.
there are matchups. And okay, we'll start with Prithvi Shaw, right? Uh, Prithvi Shaw, uh, gun player, but he's up against his nemesis Deepak Chahar. Now, last time these two teams met before the match, we mentioned that if Prithvi survives the first over of Deepak Chahar, he'll get runs. He scored 72 in that game.
Hmm.
The same thing applies today as well. If Prithvi can survive that first over of Deepak Chahar, expect a big one. These numbers tell you why.
Interesting. I mean, this is a matchup. I hope Prithvi is fit again and ready to play because he had some injury troubles. He missed one game, so I hope he's fit and ready to play. He didn't really look comfortable when he played in the last match. The ball coming off slowly off the track was not helping him. So
Hmm.
with the master tactician that is there behind the stumps, expect something different to be bowled to Prithvi Shaw. If not, if not Deepak Chahar. I'm also saying that if Josh Hazelwood is playing and there's some spice in the wicket, expect some short bowling to him and try and get him to pull the ball and get him dismiss him.
No, I think MS will go back to the tried and tested plan of Deepak Chahar. I think they missed Chahar and Bravo in the previous game,
Hmm,
and they will go back. Look, the thing is, you don't want to bench players for too long. Also, they've had a break now, so
correct.
they can come back now and get back to doing stuff they normally do. So, expecting Deepak Chahar to be back. Uh, Josh Hazelwood is a question mark. He won the man of the player of the match in 2 games ago, but got carted in that previous game. So we don't know what Chennai are thinking. Uh, no, for all his reputation, he's not a great T20 bowler, Akhil. I don't know if he's got the skills to improvise, or change things up last minute. He's like a Glenn McGrath. That's the obvious comparison. Keeps hitting the same area. You can't do that in T20. You got to have your slow ball like a Bravo's got, a leg cutter maybe. Go a short one. So I don't know if that's what's one possible change in the Chennai lineup that I'm foreseeing. Uh, we'll look at the Chennai lineup briefly. Uh,
Yeah,
the concern there for me in the Chennai lineup is one, Suresh Raina at the top. Suresh Raina hasn't done anything, or he got a half century, yes, but he hasn't done any too much of note, and he struggled in this part of the world in the
yeah,
UAE. We won't talk about MS's batting for obvious reasons. Uh, then there's Sam
hmm,
Curran's bowling, which is just not to be seen, and then Josh. So the three areas that are calling for attention, crying for attention, are Suresh Raina, Sam Curran's bowling, and Josh Hazelwood. I don't know what Chennai will do. We'll look at it. Given
hmm.
left to me, I'd leave out Sam Curran, bring Dwayne Bravo back in.
Bravo. And
We'll
yeah,
see if that happens. The matchup I'm looking out for today, the other matchup, we spoke about Deepak Chahar against Prithvi Shaw, is Chennai's batting, right, against Delhi's bowling. And the reason I say that is, let's look at what the scoring rates are against spin, or who scored the best against spin. Let's look at Chennai scoring rates for that matter. Any scoring rates that we have. Uh, Look at how Chennai have handled spinners. Now this is Chennai batsmen against spinners. Read it that way. So Chennai against Rajasthan spinners have scored at
yeah.
8.5. Against Kolkata spinners, have scored at 7.88. Against Bangalore spinners, scored at 8.3. Against Mumbai spinners, 8.17.
Hmm.
Now, we spoke about this last game as well, that they will go hard against the spinners.
Yeah.
This is something, they don't mind losing wickets, but they will go hard against spinners because that's what tied Chennai down last season. And who are they up against this season? Let's look at what Delhi have done in the last 3-4 matches,
Hmm.
Akhil. Sensational numbers these are.
Outstanding from, yeah. Outstanding. I mean, these are numbers, and you can see why Delhi is right there at the top of the table. Uh, these are like putting together a bowling attack like that has really hats off to the management there. Backing Avesh Khan, backing Akshar Patel at the right moment, picking Norke in play as a replacement player. Outstanding decisions. Really, it's going to be a battle, as you say. The Chennai going after Akshar Patel and Ashwin will be a thing to see. I'd be interested to see, Arun. Do you think they might just try Amit Mishra today? Maybe instead of Ashwin, and just give him a go, because he's also a leg spinner attacking option.
For right since the tournament started, I've been wanting to see Mishra play. He played one or two matches, I think. But the reason I want to
When
see
Ashwin went
Mishra
back,
play
yeah.
is, yeah, he's the highest wicket taker in T20s among all Indian bowlers. Now
Yeah.
he's tied with Piyush Chawla. No, I want to see him get that record. For years, if you look at my stats sheets, his name will be there. Amit Mishra needs one more wicket to, become India's most successful T20 bowler. It's never happened. I want to see him play, but I don't see him. I don't see him playing today. Ashwin and Akshar against this Chennai lineup is a mouth-watering contest.
Interesting. Again, if you have a look at the matchups, do you have any look at the matchups between the two teams? What do the stats say there?
You expect this, didn't you? You expected Chennai to have
Yeah.
dominated most teams. But what's happened recently is more interesting. There's one more set of numbers that we've got. What's happened in the last 6 matches between these two teams? There's a pattern to it. Look at what's happened here.
Nice.
2019, Chennai dominated Delhi. 2020 and 2021 so far, it's Delhi who's gotten the better of Chennai. So 2021 match two, whose number is it going to be? I know which team I'm backing.
Well, I think we all know that. People who regularly watch us definitely know that. We know that it's going to be Chennai. There is one interesting change that I wanted to see in the Delhi lineup. If you can just pull up that lineup, I wanted to take your thoughts. Uh, okay, so here's the lineup that they had in the previous match, Arun. Uh, I am saying there is a gentleman called as Lalit Yadav there who did reasonably well for you. Why is he not playing? I mean, you need if your Marcus Stoinis, your fifth, sixth bowler is not available, you play an Indian all rounder there. Lalit Yadav has done well for them as a bowler. He's picked up wickets. I think he can bat better than Steve Smith in a position that he bats lower down the order. I see Delhi can still play him and not play four foreign bowlers, four overseas players, and still manage to have a good side. I'd like to see Lalit Yadav again play.
The question is about value and returns. I don't think Lalit Yadav at this point in time in this lineup offers enough value. He's got the potential,
Hmm.
but in this lineup, do you actually need a Lalit Yadav? I don't see the need for a Lalit Yadav. Steve Smith is a better option, a safer option. Uh, he's not lit up the tournament yet, but backing
He's
his
got some
experience,
150 runs in 8 matches.
backing his ability, backing his reputation, and come the
Hmm.
crunch moments, possibly get those big runs, those important runs.
Hmm. Okay, then Chennai for you then today. I'm going to go with Delhi.
Hashtag yell love, yell love.
Okay, then fantastic. Let's see how the match pans out, and we'll be back again here at Time Out with Sports Adda to talk about the match and the rest of the league then. Thank you so much for joining us.